yet to register for this master class. Okay? Who will break the ice? Who will break the ice? Okay. Hadiza Okunrobo, I chose to be a part of this master class to understand and properly manage my emotions. Awesome. 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 Tebite Ufoma, okay. Okay. Harrison Solomon, expecting to know. Oh, let me get back to Harrison. Expecting to know and be able to control and master my emotions. Okay? TCL, I chose to be a part of this master class because I've been going through so many emotional manipulations. All right. All right. I do Florence to master my emotions and manage it at the same time. Let's get it rolling. Okay. Chiemeri Mogbolu, I want to be able to understand and manage my emotions. Awesome. 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 Who else? Who else? Let's get it going. That is the reason we are here. That will help us to understand why we are here. Okay? Who else? Why did you register? I'm here to learn how to manage my emotion. If to have better relationship, so emotions with family and colleagues at work. Jumbo Luloho, thank you for that. Wow. Fidelia, to better and improve my personality and not allow my emotions control me. Awesome. 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 So thank you wherever you are for being a part of this master class. I really celebrate you for choosing to be a part of this process. Okay. What are you feeling right now? I mean, this very moment. What are you feeling right now? What is it that you are feeling at this very moment? I want you to type it in quickly into the chat box. What is it that you are feeling at this moment? Type it quickly into the chat box. Type it in quickly into the chat box. What is it that you are feeling at this moment? What is it that you are feeling at this moment? Quickly type it into the chat box. Okay? Sayende Isosa, unhappy and angry. Good. Irene Ajuju Ogene, relaxed. Awesome. Okay? TCL, I feel emotionally drained. Okay? Iodo Florence, relaxed. Let's keep it going. What is it that you are feeling right now? Henry Joy, I feel good. I feel good. Ta-na-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, Chiemeri Mogbolu, I feel sad. Hadiza, I am expectant and curious. Wow. Relaxed and excited. Wow. 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 Who else? What is it that you feel at this moment? Ifeanyi, peaceful and open. Awesome. Awesome. Jombolu Loho, expectant. Ewonifeha, tensed and unhappy. Wow. 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 All right. Okay. So, Thank you for identifying what you feel at this moment. And I appreciate the fact that you could really identify what you feel. Some persons said they feel tense. Some others say they feel angry. Some others say they feel angry. Why some say they feel relaxed? What if I told you that whatever you may be feeling right now is the result of the state of your mind? Will you agree with me? Whatever you may be feeling right now is the result of the state of your mind. You feel tensed, sad, angry because of the state of your mind. You feel relaxed because of the state of your mind. So whatever you are feeling at this moment is the result of the state of your mind. This is because we are a three-part being made up of body, soul, and spirit. But you are actually a spirit with a soul living inside a body. So your body is only housing your soul and your spirit. And whatever your body is going through, is the result of what is happening in your mind. So your body is only a victim of what may be happening or is happening at this moment in your mind. Therefore, the state of your mind is important for healthy emotion. When your mind is not healthy, your emotion or your emotional output will not be healthy. Because your soul is very important in the journey of health concerning your emotional management and mapping at the same time. So, while your spirit is connected to your soul, whatever takes place in your soul is in charge of your emotion. So your soul is your emotional manager. And as the manager of your emotion, whatsoever takes place here is shipped into your body. Therefore, you need to take care of your mind. You need to manage your mind to be able to manage your emotion. As someone said, and I agree, the human mind is just like a beast. It can drive your emotion in any direction it chooses unless you decide to tame it. It can drive your emotion in any direction that it chooses unless you decide to tame it. Have you tamed your mind? Or you have lost the ability to be able to manage it and channel it in the direction that you want it to go? Remember, your mind can drive your emotion in any direction that it chooses unless you decide to tame it. If I may ask you, have you been able to tame your mind and bring it under your own personal management? So this is the crux of the matter, why we are here today. Let me leave you with this. The mind is a beast. It can drive your emotion in any direction that it chooses. So, think about that. Why I pause for a while. Think about that while I pause for a while. Wow. Wow. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Kindly log off. Wale, kindly log off from Zoom. They say there's an echo. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back. All right. We said the mind is a beast. This was Zinedine Zidane at the greatest show of the World Cup. And he had a bus stop with Matteo Materazzi. No one knew what happened between both of them until this moment of madness, when Zizou decided to headbutt Matteo Materazzi. Stories later said that Zizou told Matteo that he will give him his shirt after the match. But Matteo said, I would rather have your sister than having your shirt. Remember, though a French, he still has his Algerian Arab blood flowing in his veins. He considered that an insult to his family, and he headbutted Matteo Materazzi. Zizou was issued a red card, and France lost that match during penalty shootout. What really happened? Emotions boiled over, and at the greatest show, football show of the world, what shouldn't have happened, happened, because it came down to emotion and emotional management. Recall that we noted that the mind is a beast, and it can drive your emotion in any direction that it chooses. If you were Zizou, when you were told that, what would you have done at that point in time? How would you have been able to manage your emotion and carry on in that highly charged environment? France lost the match because emotions boiled over. If you were Zizou, what would you have done at that point in time if someone said that to you? What would you have done if someone said that to you? Think about it. What would you have done if someone said that to you? What would you have done if someone said that to you? Okay. So, let's continue. There are three types of people in the world, and I do not know which part of these you belong to. But if I may ask you, use three words to describe yourself. One positive, one negative, and one uncertain. Kindly quickly type it into the chat box. Use three words to describe yourself. One that is positive, one that is negative, and one that is uncertain. Quickly type it into the chat box. Use three words to describe yourself. One that is positive, one that is negative, and one that is uncertain. Three words. Three words. Three words. I didn't say choose any of those words I said use three words. A word that is positive, a word that is negative, and a word that is uncertain. Three words. If you are to describe yourself, use three words to describe yourself. Three different words. Let's get it going. Okay? One that is positive, one that is negative, and one that is uncertain. Compassionate, loquacious, three unknown. Wow. Wow. Okay? Optimistic, that's positive. But one the negative, and let's see if there is one that is uncertain. Quickly, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Only TCL has been able to give us the appropriate one. Okay? Highly spirited, revengeful, unknown. Wow. Matter, compassionate. Woo! Matter, I hail. Compassionate, indifferent, irritating. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Yes? Let's get it going. Three words. One that is positive, one that is negative, and one that is uncertain. Three words. Okay? Catch says compassionate, procrastinating, you trust too much. Wow. Irene, teachable, anxious. Number three, unknown. That's okay. Optimistic, anxious, unknown. That's okay. Who else? Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Three words. One that is positive, one that is negative, and one that you are not certain about. But you have heard people talk about it concerning you. You have heard them mention it around you. Okay? All right. Ahedo Florence, compassionate, anxious, unknown. Sayende Isosa, oh, loving, revengeful, sarcastic. Hadiza, optimistic, irritable. Number three, unknown. Amy, kind, procrastinating, trust easily. Henry Joy, irritated, teachable, unknown. That's okay. Wow. Encouraging, Oluwashola, irritating. Number three, unknown. Wow. Why is it important to be able to describe yourself? The reason is obvious. It helps us to know if you know yourself and if you are sure of who you are concerning your emotion, your emotional displays, and your emotional management. Why am I saying that? See, there are three kinds of people in the world, and I want to know which one of these you belong to. Those who are conscious of themselves. And what do I mean by that? Of those who are conscious of themselves. It means they understand their emotions. They understand the point that they are about to boil over. They understand the flow of their emotional river. They understand what is building up within them and where it is leading to. We have a second group of people, those who allow themselves to be overwhelmed by their emotion. And like we say, like the language we always use, we say we have no control over it. So they allow themselves to be overwhelmed by their emotions. There are a third class of people, those who have accepted it as that's who I am. And they tell you, look, this is who I am. You either take me this way for who I am or you leave me this way. Look, I easily get angry. I can't control my anger. If you can't accept me the way I am, that's your cup of tea. So, which one of these three classes do you belong to? Those who are conscious of their emotions. Those who allow themselves to be overwhelmed by their emotions. Those who have accepted that this emotion is who they are. They have accepted it as their personality, their identity. Which one of these? Type in the number 1 for those who are conscious of themselves. 2, those who have allowed themselves to be overwhelmed by their emotions. And 3, those who have accepted their emotion as who they are. Quickly type it into the chat box using the numbers. Let's go. Number 2, Fidelia. Number 2, Hadiza. Number 1, TCL. Let's keep it going. Number 2, Mata. Number 2, number 1, Edward. Number 1, Stella Essay. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. You are doing so well. Number 2, Oluwashola. Chia Mary, number 2. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. This is awesome. I love what I'm seeing. Number 1, Henry Ifeanyi. Number 1, those who are conscious of their emotion. Okay, let's keep it going. Usaze, number 1, those who are conscious of their emotion. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We are doing so well. Awesome, 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 awesome. Irene, you are conscious of your emotion. Florence, you are conscious of your emotion. Awesome. In Phoenix, you are number 1, you are conscious of your emotion. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Catch, you are conscious of your emotion. Let's keep it going. Wow, this is awesome. I mean, this is awesome. This is awesome. Assign a mix of 1 and 2. Oh, amazing. Nice to know that. Why is this important in knowing where you belong? Because that is the bedrock for managing your emotion. That's the bedrock for understanding what is going on in your life. That's the bedrock for being able to map the emotion building up within you to understand the source and where it is going to at the same time. But if I may ask, what is emotion? What is emotion? If I may ask, what is emotion? What is emotion? Have you ever thought about it? What is emotion? People have various definitions, but let's put it into context. Emotion is power. Have you ever felt a surge of what looks like current going through your body? Power. And you are able to scream. When your team is winning, we say the shouting side is the winning side. Power. Have you ever been chased by a dog? Did you see how you ran? Where did you get the power from? That shows you what emotion is. So, you find spectators cheering on their team, cheering on their athletes. There's a surge of emotion, and power is building up to be able to achieve something. And you find it in the Olympics. When the athletes go this way, asking the crowd, cheer me up, cheer me up, cheer me up, cheer me up. Power. Again, emotion is impulse. Impulse is that sudden push to be able to do something here and now. Emotion also is intelligence. Whatever you feel is telling you something about yourself. Emotion, call it anger, call it joy, name it. It is telling you something about your moment, about your life, and about the thing you may probably do after now. What is emotion? Emotion is energy. It is a surge of current flowing through your body, released by your mind. Released by your mind, surging you on into an activity. What is emotion? Emotion is a language. Hello. A smile. Sad. It's a language that communicates something to someone. What is emotion? Emotion can empower you and disempower you. Empower you because it helps you to achieve a set goal. Disempower you because it makes you unable to achieve a set goal in your life. Therefore, has emotion ever empowered you to achieve? Or has emotion ever disempowered you not to achieve a purpose you have set for yourself? This is the reason for us to map and manage our emotion at the same time. Why? I saw a quote from Jonathan Matheson. Feelings are much like waves. We can't stop them from coming, but we can choose which one to surf. Really? Yes. We often say you cannot prevent a bird from flying over your head, but you can prevent it from doing what? From building a nest on your head. You can't stop emotions. You can't wish them away. They will keep coming and surging through you, especially when ignited by a stimulus. What you do with it is important for your now and for your tomorrow. You choose which one of the emotions, like a wave, to surf at the same time. Hassan Sifan, watch this short video about Hassan Sifan. She fell. Watch what happened. She picked herself up and off she goes. Off she goes. Off she goes. Off she goes. Wow. 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 Off she goes. Wow. Let's go back to Jonathan Matheson again. Feelings are like waves. We can't stop them from coming, but we can choose which one to surf. Hassan Sifan picked herself up. If I may ask you, if you were Hassan when you fell, what would you have done? Will you charge at the athlete who tripped you? Knowingly or unknowingly, what will you have done? That is the power of emotional management. That is the power of emotional management. All right. Sorry if you couldn't see my screen. Sorry. All right. Can you please type it into the chat box now if you can see my screen? Type it in. Type in into the chat box if you can see my screen. Can you please type in yes if you can see my screen? Type in yes if you can see my screen. Let me get a yes from you if you can see my screen. Let me stop sharing for a while. We can't see your screen, sir. We can't see. Oh, you can see me now. Wow. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Since you can see me now, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. All right. So, why do we need emotional mapping and mastery? Why do we need emotional mapping and mastery? It's actually important for us. Why? Excellent job performance. Your ability to manage your emotion helps you to manage your job and perform well. You will agree with me that several jobs go with stress, irritation, anxiety, and so on and so forth. Your ability to manage your emotion under pressure will help you to perform excellently in your job because you are able to manage the emotions that go with the job. People fail in their job not for lack of intelligence. I mean for lack of IQ, but lack of emotional intelligence. Why we also need to map and master our emotion for effective leadership and followership. A leader who is emotionally intelligent is able to carry his or her followers along and not get discouraged and not wipe up unusual sentiment. A follower who is also emotionally intelligent is able to understand his or her leader and be able to follow that leader and manage that leader effectively. This is where emotional management, this is where managing our emotion becomes important for good, effective leadership and followership. I always tell this story. Let me stop sharing for a while. One of my daughters works in one of the new generation banks in Lagos. And she noticed that when it is 5 p.m., it's actually when her madam wants to start work. I mean, 5 p.m., when work should have closed or be closing for them to start going home. But that's when madam actually starts work. And so, they work till late in the night, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. before they close, every day. What then did she do? She decided to study her madam. When she now came to discover that there were some issues with her, it helped her to be able to cope with who she was. This is why you need emotional intelligence to be a good follower wherever you work and make the most out of your work. Again, why do we need emotional mapping and mastery? So that you can thrive and not survive. There is a difference between thriving and surviving. When you thrive, You are able to walk easily under any form of circumstance and make a headway. But survival is whatever helps you to go live for now and not for tomorrow. Most persons are surviving and not thriving. Survival has to go with putting in a lot. You are like cringing. You need to move from your survival mode to your thriving mode. Some of these emotions we are talking about actually helped us for survival. Anger helped you to survive, because when you really get angry, people leave you alone. They don't want to have anything, and so you like it, but it helped you to survive. In your new season, you will need new emotions that will help you to thrive, because you have survived enough. For you to move into your next season and prosper more than you are now, you actually need to thrive and stop surviving. If I may ask you, which one of these modes have you been in? A thriving mode or a survival mode? Let's go on. Why do we need to map and manage our emotion? Excellent team performance. See, if you are not able to manage your emotion, you cannot work with certain persons in a team. You also need this for general success in your life and to develop a sweet personality where your IQ balances with your EQ, your emotional quotient. Today, people hire not for IQ, but they hire for EQ. Which one of these do you have? IQ without EQ? Or EQ without IQ? Or both? IQ with EQ gives you a balanced personality that will help you to live a sweet life, where you become more attractive to those within your plane. Okay, so what happens when you lack emotional mapping? What is it that happens when you lack emotional mastery? What happens to you? Having seen why we need it, what is it that happens to you when you lack it, when you don't have it? Let's look at some of the things that are most likely to happen when you lack emotional mastery. You will have a poor personal life, poor relationship skill with people. Wow. You'll be quarrelsome, argumentative, always engaged in conflicts. You'll be bitter, revengeful. You will carry this negative, critical, pessimistic personality. You always see the bad side of life, not the good side of life. You are like the devil's advocate. You will always find something that is evil in the midst of pleasant memories. You are stuck in your past. You feel like a victim of yourself, a victim of life, a victim of circumstance. You keep repeating a negative cycle of habits. You find yourself unable to break out from it. Why? You lack emotional mastery. Several times at the point of your success is when this negative habit shows up. And everything you have worked for is blown in a twinkling of an eye. Because you have poor coping skills. You easily lash out at your husband or at your wife. Lash out at your children. You throw tantrums all around. When you lack emotional mastery, you will definitely have a poor life. Does any of these characteristics appear to resonate with you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many of these actually resonate with you? I want you to type it into the chat box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of these 8, how many can you pick out already within you? How many? Can you please type it in? How many out of those 8? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Type it in. All right. Type it in. TCL says 1. All right. 8, 3, 8, number 1. Okay. Number 1 and 2. All right. Okay. Number 8, or 8 of them, I think. All right. Let's move on and see. What happens when you lack emotional mastery? Apart from having poor personal life, you have poor professional life. Because you have poor relationship with your colleagues. Except you decide to become a hermit, where you are shut in, you will always have to mix up with people for life to make meaning and for you to succeed in life. When you have poor emotional mastery, your professional life is filled with critical errors that weaken your productivity and success. You lack self-esteem. You are low in self-confidence and self-belief. You can't show up when you should show up. And again, you easily quit jobs. There is this high rate of turnover, moving from one job to another, changing from one job to another because of poor emotional management. You feel overwhelmed, worried, freaked out by the magnitude of your job because you lack the ability to actually position yourself emotionally to do the things that you should. You become a poor communicator. You are not able to express yourself in the way that you should, and that leads to misunderstanding. Misunderstanding with your colleagues and misunderstanding with your bosses. Okay, let's move on. When you lack emotional mastery, what else happens when you lack emotional mastery? What else happens? When you lack emotional mastery, what else happens? Poor physical and mental health. You have poor physical and mental health. Some of the things we battle with in our health are as a result of the emotions, negative emotions that go through us. The United Nations, the World Health Organization, has noted that the world's leading causes of diseases: ischemic heart disease. Watch them very well. Watch them very well. Responsible for 16% of the world's total death. 8.9 million deaths in 2019 alone. Second is followed by stroke and chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. The third leading cause of death, responsible for approximately 11% and 6% of total deaths respectively. All these are due to negative emotions like anger, revenge, bitterness. We can go on and on and on. Therefore, if you are battling with any of these diseases, ask yourself, what is the negative emotion that I always manifest? Diabetes, Parkinson's disease. Think, and think very well. What happens when we can't manage our emotion? Poor decision making and emotional responses. Poor decision making and emotional responses. Why do we say that? Because your inability to manage your emotion affects your mind and your ability to take good decisions when you should, where you should, at the appropriate time. Wow. Breaking news. Wife died at the spot as she chases husband who was with another woman. Drama as Nigerian man deals with wife in UK for calling police on him, and he exposes her fake IELTS result. And so both of them were deported back to Nigeria. Emotions. So, with poor emotional management, we take wrong decisions that affect our lives and affect our destiny. What happens at that point is that we suffer from emotional hijack. And what do we mean by emotional hijack? Some call it the amygdala hijack. It refers to the situation where reason is overridden by emotion. You take your decision based on what you feel at that moment. Logic is relegated to the background and impaired by your emotional outburst. At that point, we say you have been emotionally hijacked. Each time that your response to a situation does not match up with the cause of that negative emotion, you are responding emotionally. So it's like killing a fly with a sledgehammer. It doesn't deserve it. But that's what we do most times because our emotion has been hijacked. Something triggered it because we were threatened and our response didn't match up with the trigger or the situation that we faced. That is emotional hijack. If I may ask you, have you ever suffered from an emotional hijack? Have you ever suffered from an emotional hijack where your response to an occurrence did not match up with what happened? It far outweighed it. Type in yes or no. Type in yes or no. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. TCL must be a saint. Yes. Evelyn said countless times. Yes. 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 Right. For those of you who typed in yes, can you please type in a word that follows up? When your emotion was hijacked and you did what you did, how did you feel after the event? Type it in. How did you feel after the event? Regret? Wow. Regret. Regret. Terrible. How did you feel after you responded? Embarrassed. In fact, Martha, I liked it. Miserable. Oh my God. Regret. How did you feel? Ashamed. Oh my God. Bad. How did you feel? Unhappy. I felt like a fool. Jesus. Disappointed. Yeah. Bad. Because you suffered from an emotional hijack. You allowed reason to be overthrown by what? By your emotion. You were quick to respond to react instead of waiting to say, what do I do about this situation? We all have felt that way. I have felt that way too. Filled with regret, ashamed of myself, in disbelief that I could do that, but it was because my emotional brain took over from my thinking brain. So, how do we overcome this situation? By not allowing our emotional brain to take over our thinking brain. What are some of the ways to master our emotion? We're drawing down gradually. What are some of the ways to master our emotion? Identify your emotional trigger. Do what? Identify your emotional trigger. If you easily get angry, what do you see that makes you get angry? What do you hear that makes you get angry? Understand what triggers that emotion. What is it that makes it happen? I buy on impulse. What is it that triggers that emotion that makes you buy on impulse? What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear? Your ability to identify the trigger will change everything about your life. Knowing that this is the cause why I do what I do, when I do what I do, why I lash out, why I talk back, why I quarrel. Identify your emotional trigger. I know what triggers me. When we got married, I told my wife, I said, look, when I am talking with you, please don't walk out from my presence. If you need to walk up, please tell me that, please, can you please excuse me? In the midst of quarrel, yes, tell me, can you please have me excused? I will have you excused. Understand, identify your trigger. It is important. Okay, let's keep going. What else apart from identifying your trigger? Name the emotion. Name the emotion. When someone asks you, how are you feeling? Don't say, I don't know. No. You know. Put it into words. If you don't know, sit down and ask yourself, what is it that I am feeling? Until you are able to give a name to that emotion, you won't be able to manage it. Don't say, I just feel somehow. No. Say, no, this is anger. This is jealousy. This is envy. No. This is sadness. Be able to give it a name. This is joy. This is peace. Name that emotion. Why? You cannot cure what you have not diagnosed. Prescription without diagnosis is a recipe for disaster. So name the emotion. What is it that I am feeling? Call it by name. That was why I told you at the beginning. I said, write down what you are feeling right now. It's your ability to name your emotion. When you are exchanging words with someone, what is it that you are feeling at this moment? Before the surge or the impulse come to do something, what were you feeling? Name the emotion. Name it. Name the emotion. Give it a name. Call it by name. All right. That is why you notice that medical doctors will want to zoom down their diagnosis to a name. What is it called? They may say lumbar, whatever, thrombosis. What is it called? Until the name is named, prescription will be difficult. Treating will be difficult. So what's the name for what you feel? What was the name of what you felt before you slapped, before you kicked, before you spoke? It has a name. Name the emotion. Name the emotion. Let's move on further. Apart from naming the emotion, trace the flow of your emotions river. Trace the flow of your emotions river. And what do we mean? Your emotion has a source, and that emotion will move from that source to somewhere. So trace the source and ask yourself, like a river, when this emotion starts flowing, what flows with it? And what is the destination for this flow? Take a cue, for example, like anger. What is it that goes with anger? What's the river that flows with anger? Stress, uncoordination, irritability, bitterness. And where does it ultimately end up? Because every river empties into a bigger river. It may lead to murder, manslaughter, physical assault. It may lead to domestic violence and physical battery. Trace the source of your emotional river. Trace the source of your emotion river. It will help you to know how this tide is building and where it may ultimately get you to. So trace the flow. If we were in a physical class, I would have given you an assignment at this point about what to do. But let's go ahead. Why did I say trace the flow of your emotions river? According to Dr. Strange, the ancient one, you cannot beat a river into submission. You have to surrender to its current and use its power as your own. The first time I heard Dr. Strange say this, it hit me like a bomb. You cannot beat a river into submission. You cannot beat an emotion into submission. What do? You surrender to its current and use it as your own. What does that mean? You rechannel your energy. You rechannel that emotion into something positive. Every emotion can be rechanneled or redirected into something positive. And one way of redirecting your emotion and rechanneling it into something positive is to reframe it. Reframe the issue. Reframe the event. What is it that just happened? Give it a positive twist. People may talk about it negatively, but look at it with a kind eyes. Look at it with positive eyes. I always tell this story of a gate man. A gate man. This young doctor will always harass this gate man. I mean, always. Always harass this gate man. Always. And one day as he was driving out of the hospital, because the gate man didn't open the gate on time, he looked at the gate man and said, "You old man, don't be stupid." And he drove off. The old gate man was sitting with his friend, and his friend was infuriated. Why? He heard the young doctor say to the gate man, "Don't be stupid." And you know, in Africa, that's a curse. That's an insult. Do you know what? The old gate man said to his friend, "He didn't insult me. He only gave me an advice. He said, 'Don't be stupid.'" and I have decided not to be stupid. Reframe the event. Look at the event with kind eyes. Reinterpret it. Your ability to reinterpret that event will keep you from emotional hijack and help you to be sane. What else should you do? Pause. 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 Your ability to pause for 10 seconds before doing anything will cut off the energy and the flow of that negative emotion or that emotion. Pause. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You will discover a dilation within your body. Because when you pause, take a deep breath. When you pause and take a deep breath, place your hands right on your tummy and feel. Take a deep breath in. Then breathe out. Breathe in again. Breathe out. Breathe in again. Breathe out. You will discover that the tension will be doused. Really? Oh yes. That is the power of a pause. That's the power of pausing and taking in a deep breath. All right. Let's move on. Move on. Again, when you find yourself in an emotionally tasking place and something is tasking your mind and you are almost most likely, in quote, to misbehave, use what we call the pattern interrupt technique. Now, if you can see my slide, type in yes quickly. If you can see my slide, type in yes. I've removed it. But let me go back. If you saw my slide, type in yes. Good. Good. So, let me put it back up again for those who said they didn't see it. Use the pattern interrupt technique. Use the pattern interrupt technique. Use the pattern interrupt technique. And what do we mean by the pattern interrupt technique? Take any object. Take any object. Like a mouse that I'm holding. And all you do is feel your emotion, like anger. Say, no, I know I'm angry. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the degree of my anger? You may put it at 8. What then do you do? The pattern interrupt technique has the ability to interrupt the flow of the thoughts in your mind. And what do you do? Take that object and pass it across your sight line. So what do you do? Pass it across. Pass it across. And you are counting, checking up with what your emotion look like. People may think you are just playing. Yeah, playing with that object before you. All they don't know is that you are interrupting a negative emotion that is building up in your body. Your ability to pass this round for like 10 seconds, even 20 seconds, interrupt the flow of that anger, of that sadness at that point in your life. This is a tool I use very easily and helps me get relief at any point in time. It is called the pattern interrupt technique. So can you try it where you are? Pick an object and place it across the line of your sight. On a scale of 1 to 10, for those who feel deep anger or sadness, pass it to your left, pass it back again, be looking at it, Look at the object. Keep looking at it. 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 Then stop. On a scale of 1 to 10, what did you feel? What did you feel? What did you feel? If you were angry, that's what you typed in. What did you feel when you did this pattern of interruption? Can you please type it into the chat box? What did you feel? What did you feel? Relieved. Wow. Awesome. What did you feel? What did you feel? I'm still checking up. We have just one answer. Any more? What did you feel? What did you feel? Relaxed. Wow. Relieved, relaxed, more of a relief, intrigued. Russo, will I say I understand what you mean by intrigued? Can you please use another word if you don't mind? Evelyn, calm. Exactly. Because what it does is cuts off the negative flow in your brain and helps to redirect the energy to give you calm and balance in your brain. So remember, you can use the pattern interrupt technique anywhere, any day, at any time. Even in a meeting that is tensed up and people may think you are playing. By doing this, you are cutting off yourself from emotional energy and negative emotional flows. Wow. Wow. Okay. As we are coasting down home, I want to introduce a resource that I developed last year. I used the lights on the car dashboard to represent our emotions and to show you what to do at each point in time. And so I call it Emotional Dashboard. It's a tool that's like a manual for emotional interventions. In fact, Adesua Onyenekwe, communications coach, publisher of Today's Woman, described it this way, like I have placed it. She says it's an apt analogy of human emotion. It's a thermometer of our mental state. I will make this book available when I run the Emotional Mapping and Mastery 2.0 paid masterclass. If you want to register for that masterclass, this book will be one of the resources available to you at that time as part of the package. You will also have an emotions mapping and mastery workbook. Above that, there will be a group therapy session where we will give time to individual persons to help flush out trapped negative emotions in their body, presenting like pain. We will teach you what the pain in your body may be representing concerning your emotion and help you to flush them out by giving you the tools to be able to do that. That paid masterclass will be taking place about 1 month from this time, and that paid masterclass will be for 75,000 naira for 2 days. For the 17th to the 18th of May 2024, I'll be running a paid masterclass on Emotional Mapping and Mastery Course 2.0. The cost is 75,000 naira. But if you are interested today, And I will urge you, if you are interested today, to be a part of that class where we will show you secret skills and arm you with those tools, and you decide to register today, you will pay 25,000 naira instead of 75,000 naira. Therefore, if you want to take this offer, go to the platform, the WhatsApp platform, and type in your name. When you do, today, Amy will reach you and show you what to do to be able to claim this your 25,000 naira incentive, because it will be a loaded class for 2 days where you will be taught intervention tools and armed with those. Remember, if you cannot master your emotion, you cannot progress, prosper, and persevere. Thank you for having this time to share with you. Thank you. So, can you please type in what is your take home from this master class? Can you please type in what has resonated with you? Just one thing that has struck a chord with you today. If somebody were to ask you, what did you gain in this master class of today? What is it? Can you please type it in? Quickly. Quickly. Type it in. What are you taking home from this master class today? What is something new that you have learned? What is something that has been reaffirmed for you that you will keep doing or you will start practicing from this moment? That is what I want to see. What will you begin to practice? Name the emotion. Thank you, Adeda. I like that. Name it. Call it by name. Don't be ashamed to say it. Thank you, Hadiza. Place a name on the emotion. Don't play Mr. Good Guy or Mrs. Good Guy. Name the emotion. Thank you. Redirect the emotion. Reframe it. Reframe the event. Give it a positive spin. Yes, matter. Balance my IQ with my EQ to give me a balanced personality. Thank you. Oh, Catch says something. Identify the emotion, name it and redirect it. Beautiful. Edward says, know what triggers my emotion. I should know it. Thank you. Let's keep it going. What are you going home with? Reframe the event, Felicia. Thank you. Reframe it. Osaya, you begin to reframe situations in your mind in order to better manage your circumstance. Awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely. TCL, become emotionally equipped in your workplace. How? What is it that will equip you? That's what we want to see. Kayode Ogre, the pattern interruption technique. Yes, you play like a child and they think you are playing. They don't know you are deploying an intervention tool. I love that. I love that. What have you learned today that you are taking? Name, thank you, Amy. Name your emotion. Amy said, name the emotion and reframe it. Thank you. Catch says, use techniques like reframing, deep breathing, and redirecting with pattern interruption. Pattern interruption technique. Thank you, Dr. Lewis. Thank you. Chia Mary, name the emotion, give the circumstance a positive view. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Felicia, look at the situation from a positive perspective. Reframe the event. Irene, identify my trigger. Name my emotion. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The mind is a beast. Ifeanyi, yes. That can be tamed. And that's why we decided to be a part of this class. to have the tools to tame the mind. Thank you. Thank you. Ego nifeha. Pause. Yes. Pause. Before taking any action. Pause. Then redirect or rechannel the emotion into something that is very positive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this masterclass. Thank you. Amy, can you please type into the chat box my email, the oracle. The oracle. Okay, I can type it in then. My email is the oracle@chikaosayugba.com. You may wish to reach me with any question concerning it and how we can be of help to you better. You can check me out also on my social media handles at Dr. Chika Osayugba on IG. Find me on IG, on Facebook, on X, and on Clubhouse as Dr. Chika Osayugba. And please follow me. Thank you for being a part of this. Any question? Please, if you have a question, you can raise your hand. I will recognize you. And then, if you have a question, please raise your hand. And then, I will recognize you. If you have a question, please raise your hand so that I can recognize you. If there is no question, we'll be willing to wrap up at this moment, as I can't find any hand. Okay. All right, TCL. How can one overcome emotional gaslighting? Oh, beautiful. Go to my website, chikaosayugba.com. You will find a free ebook. You will find a free ebook on emotional gaslighting. Download it. It is free. I've done a work on that. Just download it. It is free. And you will find your question answered right there. So go to my website. Amy, please type in my website, chikaosayugba.com, and you can download that free ebook on gaslighting. Thank you, TCL, for asking that question. All right. Okay. So TCL, I said, you go to my website, chikaosayugba.com. There is a free ebook on gaslighting. It will answer your question. Okay? All right. What's the deadline for the 25K offer? Today. If you want to take the offer, we are not asking you to pay today. Type in your name, write into our WhatsApp chat platform today. Once you type in your name, we will send you a message and give you a timeline on when to pay. But if you don't type in your name today, then you will be able, if you want to enroll for the class, you will pay the price just like the others too. But because you have been a part of this master class, that is why we are giving you this exclusive offer. Because it will actually be very, very revealing. Okay? So, on behalf of the Life Circle Leadership Center, we say thank you for being a part of this master class. Until we come your way again next time, keep being emotionally intelligent. And above all, keep surfing the right emotion. God bless you. And have a nice night, wherever you may be in any part of the world. I am Chika Osayugba, the Oracle. Bye-bye.